Oh, yo, what's going on? It's Joe back here again on Joe Talks. And yeah, it's happening. Jake Paul versus Gervonta Tank Davis, whatever you want to call him. Uh, but at the same time, man, like Jake Paul is. So I'm going to start off by saying this. Jake Paul, first off, you can't take away from where he came from and what he's been able to accomplish with his career. Like, I remember seeing him all the way back on Vine. It's crazy. A kid. I remember him and his brother Logan both doing. Yeah, so I'm not sure if they had a YouTube first, because the first time I ever saw him were on Vine, which is crazy. Vine, that's about maybe 10 years ago or something. 10, 15 years ago, something like that. Some crazy shit. But yeah, Vine. Hey, honestly, man, all these apps be coming back. Where's Vine at? Bring Vine back, honestly. Someone buy Vine and reopen it, man. Please. But anyways, yeah, I remember him coming up from Vine. Then I remember when Vine shut down. Well, I remember when Vine shut down, all the big Vine people moved to YouTube. And then the people that didn't move to YouTube, that was raps. But most of them went to YouTube, like Jake and Logan. Boom, they were doing their thing. Then I remember Jake rapping, and then boxing, where he's at now. And you got to give him props, man. You got to give him props from where he came from, no matter what. Even if his fights are so-called rigged, which they could be, who knows? He has the money to pay his opponents more money if they take a knockout. It is what it is. But I mean, I don't know, as a man, especially, like, I don't know, unless I'm not in a good financial spot, or the people that he was fighting aren't in a good financial spot, and they're like, oh, fuck it, yeah, I'm gonna take it. But at least as a man, getting knocked out by a so-called YouTuber, rapper, Viner, or whatever, and I'm a boxer or whatever, retired MMA, whatever, I got a fight background, whatever. As a man, I'm not gonna, unless I really need the money, as a man, I'm not gonna take an easy buyout by letting you knock me out. I'm sorry. But, and then I don't know, at the same time, I ain't gonna lie, I did lose respect for him when he fought Mike Tyson. I don't know why, but I don't know why, but I thought Mike was gonna. I don't know why, but I thought, no. Honestly, I knew Mike wasn't gonna win, because I'm like, ain't no way Mike is gonna come out here and be like how he was, back when he was doing it. So he came out slow, and I was like, okay, it is what it is. It is what it is. But the Mike fight, I'm not gonna lie, I lost a lot of respect for Jake. I'm gonna be honest. The respect I did have, but I don't know. It is what it is. And then, fast forward to this fight that's gonna happen. I think November 21st. I think sometime in November. Tank Davis, another Netflix one. And then for people that watch it on Netflix, I didn't watch it on Netflix, but for people that were watching it on Netflix, get your shit together for this upcoming fight. The Mike Tyson fight was trash. Say you weren't one of the first, I don't know, maybe a few thousand people in there. The shit was not working. The app kept crashing. Everything was trash. So, you hopefully you learned from last year and you improve on it. But yeah, so Jake Paul versus Tank Davis, or Gervonta Tank Davis, whatever you want to say. I'm going to be honest, Jake Paul fights at heavyweight. Gervonta fights lightweight. Tank Davis fights lightweight. Supposedly, though, they're both going to be fighting at 195. So Tank is actually going to get up in size, I guess. So that's going to be interesting to see. A bigger Tank, I guess. But something I don't like is all these exhibition matches. All these exhibition matches they're doing, because for those of y'all who don't know, exhibitions, I'm pretty sure they're shorter rounds and less time, I believe. So I think the rounds might max out a little bit lower. I think the rounds might max out at 8, I think. and then I think it's maybe like 3 or 2 minute rounds, and it doesn't count on any of their records. I'm pretty sure Tank Davis is still undefeated. So is Jake Paul. He's still technically undefeated, or unless he lost to. So he did use the Tommy. He did lose to Tommy Fury. Don't know if that was an exhibition or not, because you know these motherfuckers love doing exhibitions to where it doesn't affect their record. But yeah, my thoughts for the fight, honestly though, I don't know how I feel about it. Like I wish it wasn't an expedition match, and I wish. So 195. Is 195 like a welterweight, like a medium weight? Because what's a heavyweight? A heavyweight is over 200, right? I mean, I guess. But I mean, to be honest, to make it more fair, maybe drop the weight down to maybe like 170. Because Tank fights at 145, I believe. So drop the weight down to maybe like 175, 180 or whatever. Remove the exhibition, do a real fight, and see what happens. And then people obviously are saying, "Oh, Jake's bigger. Jake should win." I mean, I'll say this: they both have a decent shot. Yes, Jake Paul, with him being taller, does have a longer reach, but Gervonta been doing this since he was born. Jake Paul been doing it for 5 years, I believe, 4 years now, whatever you want to call it. So, and I'll be honest, this is a close fight in age. I'm pretty sure Gervonta Tank Davis is what, like 30, I believe, and Jake Paul is 27, 28. So the ages and everything seem pretty good. Like I said, I'm just not a fan of it being an expedition. But am I gonna watch the fight? Hell yeah. Is it gonna be staged or whatever? Maybe. I don't know. I'll be able to tell. But all I know is they both have power. They both can hit. So, say Jake gets caught lacking and Tank hits him on the chin, that might put Jake down. And then same with Tank Davis. Because I'll say this, Jake ain't no weak guy, man. I'm gonna be honest, man. The people he be knocking out and the way he be knocking them out, hey, he has some power. And you've seen it with Tommy Fury, where I don't know if it counted as a knockdown, but he ended up shaking him up a little bit. Like, Jake Paul got some power. I'm just keeping it 100. Say you actually watch his fights, he has power with his punches. Same with Tank Davis. That's why I said I feel like this is going to be the best fight that Jake Paul does. I just wish it wasn't an expedition. But at the same time, I don't know if Tank's team decided that, because he is fighting a bigger opponent. So I'm not sure if Tank's team did that for just for winning reasons or like record reasons or whatever. But no, I see it being a good fight. I just hope it doesn't get postponed or anything crazy happens. Like the Mike fight did. It got postponed because he was having ulcers. Like, bro, that's another thing, man. That Mike fight, I don't know, man. But, hey, I will say this. And then after Tank, hopefully Jake Paul keeps on targeting people, in his group and his age. I really want him to target someone in his weight class, because I'm pretty sure Jake fights at heavyweight. I'm pretty sure he does. So I really want him to get someone that's not retired, that's still boxing right now, and they go at it. That'd be nice to see. But yeah, am I looking forward for the Jake Paul and Tank fight? Oh, hell yeah. Am I going to watch it? Yeah. Who do I got winning? I don't know. And to be honest, I'm not really a boxing fan. I'm going to be honest with you. But yeah, I'm just going to watch it for entertainment. I don't know who to pick. My gut's saying Jake, but at the same time, man, they're both power hitters. So either one of them could catch one of the other sleeping or lacking a little bit, and then catch them on the chin and they're down. They're both strong hitters, so I'll give them that. But like I said, my takes though, I wish they would have fought at more of a, I don't know, I guess equal weight, because like I said, Tank's coming from 145 up to 195, I believe they're fighting. I kind of wish they made it a little bit easier, unless Tank wanted to go up that weight. I don't know, but I kind of wish they would have fought at maybe 175, 180, and then remove the expedition, make it be a full-on fight. It goes on their record, whatever. But, it's still going to be entertaining to watch, whatever, And I also say this, you got to give Jake his props, because I'm going to be honest, man. He kind of brought boxing back to life. I'm going to be honest. It was kind of dead for a minute. I'm just being honest. I'm giving props where props are due. You got to give him props for that, man. And then all the people that he got paid even if they were older fighters and retired, he made them come out of retirement and got them paid. You know, you got to give them props. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this vid. I'm curious how anyone else feels about this. Like I said, I wish the weight was a little bit more, I don't know, I guess even. And also, I wish it wasn't an expedition fight. But either way, I think it's going to be a good fight. Let me know who you got down in the comments below. And if you liked the vid, I'd appreciate a like and subscribe. And I'll catch y'all later. Peace.